We're going to use Aegisub to sync a pre-existing transcript to a video file. So the first thing I'm going to need to do to get started is find my transcript. And in this scenario, what we're assuming is that you got your transcript done through a transcription service that didn't necessarily have audio-video sync, or that this is a later date and now you need to just take the transcript and sync it to the video, and maybe the video was edited a little bit. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start by loading up our transcript. So let me go to my transcript file. So there's transcripts. I'm going to pick a text-only file, and you can see this is a straight transcript of just a straight text file, nothing magical here. And I'm going to load it up in my video. And the way that I'm going to do this is I'm just going to grab this video file and just drag and drop it into the grid. Now you can see what Aegisub has done is ask me, do I have any actor separators and do I have any comment starters? And in this particular case, it was a straight text file, and so there's no actors and there are no starters. So I can just click through this. I can ignore that. And what it's done here is it's just loaded up line for line my text file. Now, just a comment, a slight tip here. What you don't want is you don't want continuous run-on paragraphs, because you're going to want this broken up into smaller chunks. In your text file having carriage returns in terms of the paragraphs, because that's how it knows to move to a new line. Otherwise, you're going to get this long run-on paragraphs, and then you're going to have to do a lot more editing down here. But so I've got my transcript loaded, or I've got my text loaded, and you can see that everything is 0 to 0. So now I got to bring in my video. So let me open up my video here, and I'm going to reduce the size down to 25%, and I'm going to extract my audio so that I have my audio file. So the first thing that we have here is if I play this first segment here, let me highlight this first segment and play it. Well, it's music, but I don't have music here in my transcript. So what I need to do is I need to add a line. So I'm going to, so I highlighted the line. I had the first line. I right-clicked and insert before. I'm going to insert another line here, and I'm going to call this music. So I highlighted it to get my 0 to 6 seconds, and I'm going to bring in and put a bracket. Since music is an action and not a user voice, I'm going to put in a bracket, and in all caps I'm going to write music and then close bracket. And then I'm going to click OK. So now my first, I've now added it to my first section. So let's slide down. We need to find, let's start with the Nexus 10 and end with over here. So let's select this and my start. So I hit let's set up. That's correct. And let's listen to the end sequence. 10. So let me play this.
Let's set up the Nexus 10.
So let's set up the Nexus 10. So I've got the first part, but I'm missing this whole other section. So that's likely down here. I'm just going to drag my cursor all the way down here. And I just want to play this last little section.
Over here.
Over here. And I need to find the on.
No.
All right, so it is from here to here. So let's set, so here we go.
Let's set up the Nexus 10. So the first thing I'm going to do is over here.
Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is over here. So that is correct. So I'm going to accept that section and move on to the next one. I need to find the upper left-hand corner is, and then end with I've just turned. So upper left-hand corner.
And the upper left-hand corner is the
power wake button, and down here is
just turn that on.
Just turned
on.
And it's that on. So I need to actually zoom into this section a little bit, and I need to stop before that's on and just do turned. So see that how there's like this little gap right here. So let me put the end thing right there, and then
just turn that.
Okay, so this is the word that, and that's the word turned.
Just turn.
Okay, so I'm going to come back over here, and I got to get the starting set up. So I'm just going to take that and drag it over here. And now play that first section.
In the upper left.
The upper left-hand corner. So this is now correct, and I can accept that. So there it is. So you can see here in those first 3 lines that I have now, and notice as I type through these, I not only bounce the video, but it also bounces to that audio section, so I can do a lot of quality control as well. So I can use the audio as the visual as a reinforcer as I'm syncing. This is, as you can see, a time-consuming process. But once you get a feel for it and the voice and of the narrator, you'll get a better sense. You can zoom out, and this will go a lot faster. These are more than 3-second clips. They look like they are about 8 to 14. These are 6-second clips. So you can go back into the preferences back in here and change your preferences size to 6 seconds and apply. And so now that I've accepted that one, I can go in here, and now it's going to jump to 6 seconds. Let's see how close this is.
That on, and as you can see, it's booting up right now. And the first thing we're having.
See, so that's almost dead on. So now I'm almost it's almost synced up. Whoops. So I just made a mistake. Let me show you. I just clicked the accept button here for this one, and I wasn't quite ready, so I'm going to go back and check it.
What to do is we're going to have to go through a setup sequence on the device. So before we get started, there are.
See, and that is just not correct. So let me zoom back over here and start at the beginning.
What to do is
we're going to, that's correct. And we're going to end with the word
device.
See, device. So this is.
To do is we're going to have to go through a setup sequence.
Setup sequence. So setup.
Setup sequence.
So sequence.
Setup sequence. To go through a setup.
So that section's really small. So I'm just going to click accept right here. And device sequence. I think this ends like right here. Let me play it.
Sequence. Sequence. Sequence on the device. Sequence on the device.
Now, one of the things that I'm doing here, if I want to extend the beginning, I just left click. If I want to extend the end, I right click. So that's just a little tip on how to extend this out. Once I know that it's correct, I can then accept. So I've gone through the sequence quite a bit. Now, let's assume for the sake of this video that I've gone through the entire transcript and I'm now ready to export. So let me show you how to do that. So once I've got this down to where I want, first thing I want to do is I want to save my file and just make sure that that it is. I always want to save the Aegisub in the Aegisub format, and the reason why I want to do that is that I can always come back later and edit it. So I've saved my file, and now I want to do my export. I want to come to File, Export As. Now these are templates and filters. We don't need any of these. You want to keep Unicode. Unicode 8 is fine. And then when I go to save it, I'm going to come in here. I want to save it as my sync transcript. And I want to come down here and I'm going to choose the SRT format and then hit save. And now I can go on to use another piece of software to merge it into the video file.